Hi everyone, hope you're looking forward to the Minehead Triathlon tomorrow and you've all received your race packs via email and had a good read through. That would be really good. I'm here today just to give you a very quick video briefing prior to the event because we can't do one on the day because of the current situation we're in with coronavirus. Social distancing and all that's going to be part of tomorrow, but that doesn't mean we can't have a great enjoyable race. So first few things, when you arrive tomorrow, come to registration. Please bring with you the two forms we've asked you to bring, downloadable from our website. Personal details form, all your information, medical details, and signed to say that you understand the terms and conditions, and our pre-event coronavirus questionnaire. This is really important at British Triathlon, specifically asking this gets filled in before you join in. So please bring those printed off, filled in, and signed to submit a registration. Life will be much simpler and quicker tomorrow if you can do that for us. Thanks very much. Right, next up. In your race pack, you'll have your timing chip. Please pop that one nice and secure around your ankle. You'll have your swim cap for your wave. Pink if you're in wave 2, which is actually going off first because of the social distancing reasons, and orange if you are in wave, in the other wave. Okay, also in your race pack, numbers. Long one with 2 numbers on, that goes around the seat post on your bike, a bit like this here. Okay, wrap it around the seat post, stick it to itself. The other number is for your helmet, goes on like this just here. That'll be fantastic. You get a race number, that'll be in your bag. You only get one. Ideally we say to use a race belt, a bit like the one here, means for on the bike, you can be wearing it on the back. When you transfer off of your bike and into the run, you can just spin it around so the number's at the front so it's visible to the marshals at all times. Okay, that's what's in your race pack. You'll also find in your race pack your finisher's medal and t-shirt. We've done that this year. It's not ideal, but because of the social distancing, we need to minimise gatherings, minimise queuing. So we give it all to you at the start. When you finish the event, you can grab your bike, grab your things, and we can start to disperse and have a great event, but cause minimal disruption at this current time. Okay, right, moving on. So, once you come to registration, please come at the allocated slot that's marked in your race pack. So if your number's 1 to 150, then your registration time is from 10:45 to 11:30, something like that's written in the race pack, and so on and so forth. Please come at those times. Racking is the same. There's sort of a 45-minute time slot for you to rack your bikes in transition. One thing with transition, when you're racking your bikes, your number should be facing you and your bike should be racked with your nose of your saddle hooked over the bar and your front wheel on the floor. Please do not rack them the other way. Everyone racks them the same way, life will be a lot easier in transition. Okay, moving on to the swim course. The swim course is going to be 2 laps, 375 metres times 2, 750, but it's an Aussie style exit with a run along the beach before you get back into your second lap. All right. All of the swim course is marked with these big red buoys. There'll be 2 out at sea for you to go around, keeping the buoys on your right, and there'll be 2 on the beach. When you exit the water for the first time, go around the red buoy turning right, run along the beach, enter the water again, do your second swim lap. When you exit the water for the second time, get out of the water and head off left up the beach to the steps and up and into transition. Okay, bike course. Once you're out on the bike course, don't forget, helmet on before you unrack your bike. Okay, really important that, the officials will be watching out for that. Helmet on, unrack your bike, shoes on, whatever else you want to do, whatever you want to wear is fine. No bare torsos in transition either, please can I remind you. The bike course will be marked with black arrows, yellow backgrounds. All right, some this size, some much bigger, but that is how the bike course is marked. When you go out on the bike course, come out of transition, you do a hard left onto the road. Once you're on that road, it's right at the first roundabout, following the signs out towards Porlock to a place called Brandish Street, where you turn around using a road triangle, you come back in along the same course, all right? Except when you get back into the seafront in Minehead, at that roundabout you turn right, you go up the slope into the car park opposite Butlins, and then do a hard left following the signs, which will bring you along the promenade and into transition the same way that you came in from the swim. Transition only runs from east to west on the promenade, okay? So you always come in at transition in, always out at transition out. The run course. Once you've come into transition, obviously, rack your bike, helmet off after you've racked your bike, run shoes on, number on the front, and then you're heading out on the run course and you're following orange arrows on white background. Okay, the terrain is mixed, predominantly tarmac, but there is a section in the woods. That's where our cheeky climb Strava segment is. So if you're up for a challenge, want to win a little spot prize, have a go at the cheeky segment. Okay. When you come back from the run course, as you're running on the promenade, you'll be signposted down onto the beach, and the finish straight is a lovely 150 metre, I say lovely in inverted commas, 150 metre sprint along the sand to finish through our finish line. Once you cross that line, we cannot take your timing chips off you this year, so it's really important you take that chip off and you place it in the receptacle provided for you on the finish line before you leave. Okay, really expensive, £50 each. We don't want to have to be chasing people. Just a few more things I did forget to mention in the initial briefing, so I bolted them onto the end of this video. Transition is going to be dead timed, so that basically means if you have to stop and wait for another competitor to unrack or rack their bike or change their shoes or whatever they're doing in transition, it means that you can wait for them knowing that that time is not being counted in your race time. We really have to stick to these social distancing guidelines for this event to go ahead well, and be in line with British Triathlon and the government's current guidance around coronavirus. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing for me, please, when you come to registration, can you be wearing a face covering? It's indoors, it's really important. Our staff will be wearing face coverings throughout the event. You don't need to when you're competing, but when you come to registration, please be wearing one. When you're racking your bikes, and then when you're collecting your equipment at the end, please be wearing a face covering as well, okay? So when you're in close confinement, it's wearing a face covering, except for when you're racing. I think that is definitely it now. See you tomorrow on the sandy start line for a great Minehead triathlon.